Hello everyone. Welcome to the User of Bricks channel. Today is the first part of a two-part video combination. In this video of saplings and trees, I will be going over all the base things you need to have to do either version of creating a tree. The two versions will be through structures, files, and custom coding. You will also find out the advantages of both of them later on in the video. So let's get into this first part, shall we? Okay, so to start out this tutorial, you are going to need 3 different elements made up. That would be the leaf block, the log block, and the sapling block. We will be doing most of our editing in the sapling block. There are 2 different options you can take. One is more of a coding direction. I would recommend that if you are adding in a massive amount of trees. And then there is a non-coding route where you make a structure file and load in your tree through that means and procedures. So to start off, your leaf block and your log block, they could be any block you want them to be. Literally, they could be any. It doesn't matter which direction you take, whether coding or not coding. It does not matter. However, if you want custom blocks, meaning non-vanilla blocks, for your leaf and log that are closest to the vanilla leaf and log blocks, then for your leaf block, you will want to choose block base leaves, and that will make sure your leaf block decays like it should. You will also want to change the block sound to plant, hardness to 0.1, resistance to 1. Those are right around the same as vanilla plants. You probably want to make the axe its tool of choice, and yeah, you can mess around with the custom drops if you want. Yeah. On the next page, and this is the last edit that you need for the most vanilla-like leaf block, is you will want to make the color map foliage. And then the flammability of the block, you will want to have it set to 10. And that is it for the leaf block. For the log block, you will want to have it a log rotation XYZ, and of course your textures in the right locations. These are the ones for a normal log. And then, oh yeah, of course, that your material you want to be wood, your block sound wood. You can change this if you're making a tree that's made out of stone or whatnot, so it doesn't really have to make too much of a difference. If you want your log burnable, of course, again, the flammability, you want it set to 5. That is the vanilla block flammability. If you click on the question mark, I believe it shows you right there. Yeah, logs have a flammability of 5 and planks 20. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm basing off all of my flammability numbers. Beyond that, there is nothing else you need to change for your log. Again, you can make these 2 blocks whatever you want them to be. It does not matter, or shouldn't matter. I can't think of any reason why any of your blocks couldn't be a log or a leaf block for your sapling. And another thing you will want to add to the elements list would be a tag. So if I look at my tags, you'll want a logs tag. This will make it so that your leaves won't decay when near your custom log. I'm recording this after the fact of recording everything else, so yeah, I've already added in the olive log to here. After going through all the code section as well, I found that I hadn't added it, so I decided to come back to this video, plop this in, and yeah, continue on. Now, before we get into the two different directions for the sapling, or how it loads in the tree, the sapling loads in the tree, let's go over the base features you'll probably want in your sapling. So you will want to get the bounding box close as you can to correct before, if you're going down the coding route. You want to do it now, as it can get a little tricky later on. Yeah, you want it to be the cross model. Of course, you can make the looks whatever you want, again. And yeah, for this I have, why do I have it material? It should be plants and plant, because that's what saplings are, they're plants. Yeah, and the hardness, same as the leaf block pretty much. That may be different. You may have to mess around with that a little bit. Custom drops, you probably want to leave those alone. Yeah, and the color map, you'll probably most likely want it to be air. And then flammability, you probably want this to be somewhere around your log and leaf block, or in between. So I'm going to set it to 7, and that should be good. And that's all you need for the sapling block base. Now, for the non-coding way of loading in your sapling, there you can go into Minecraft, create a structure file that, or an NBT file that has your tree in it, and then grab that out of Minecraft and import it into mcreator. If you don't know where to import it, you can go to resources and then structures and then import structure from Minecraft. I would suggest, if you use this, you build the tree inside a world that is from the mcreator Minecraft loader, which you can access through the Run Client button up here. So moving back on to the sapling, we need to go to the procedures page. Now, the procedure we need is actually rather simple. There is different things that you can do. So you will probably want an on block right-clicked if you're wanting to add a bone meal effect. If you don't, you will want the update tick. And actually, you'll want the update tick no matter what. So let's go with the update tick. So sapling, I'm doing an olive tree. So yeah, create procedure, and that'll load up the procedure editor. And what you will want is you want to go to world management, place structure, and then I don't have a structure file as I'm going the code way. You will want to click your structure, and then you will probably also want to change the X and the Z. You can do that by taking those out real quick, getting a couple of these subtraction things. And then you'll also want a couple of numbers. Now these numbers will be different depending on the size of your X and Z coordinates for your structure file, but you will have to mess around with those. There is no set numbers for that. Those can literally be almost anything. Yeah, and if you're going this route, there is something else you will want. So I'm not going to save that procedure just because I'm not going that direction myself. But we will need to go to the previous page, this page here. You'll want to click the tick randomly feature right there, as that'll make it so that your tree will spawn more accordingly with how regular vanilla saplings spawn. Going back to the procedure page, for the bone meal procedure, let's go into the procedure. And for this one, let's see, what did it give? It gives the XYZ world entity and direction. Okay, so we will need an entity. Let's get the entity item that it's holding. I have not memorized this part, so bear with me. It might be in the item. No, here it is. No, that's set item. We need get item. Aha, here we are. Item in main hand of target / event entity. And then we will need an if loop. And then a... where did the item compare it? There. They've changed the colors since I've been using procedures quite a bit, so that's why I'm a little unknowing fully of where. So in the main hand of the target entity, then you will need a Minecraft component item, and this of course will be bone meal, and let's just type it in. There we are, bone meal. And then if that is true, you'll probably want an AND block that'll make this a little simpler to read. And let's make that an external input just for looks. And we will want to, let's go into template library and do with 70% chance. And you'll probably want to change this to something like 20% chance. You'll most likely have to mess around with this, as this won't be exactly perfect. Actually, greater than that, probably closer to 30%. Meaning 30% out of or 3 out of 10 times that you click the sapling block, it'll grow the tree, or right around that. It's not exact science anyway. And then you will want the same procedure as your other one, so you can do that in 2 ways. You can make it simple so that if you change your structure file, you can go to advanced, you can call the procedure, and the procedure you call will be the update tick procedure that you created earlier. That'll make it the most simple for you to change things later. The other way is, again, going into world management and then place structure at XYZ, and as you saw before, adding the plus or the minus block here, and a number along with your X and your Z. So that is the bone meal procedure. Again, I am not doing that, so I'm not going to save that. And again, those are super simple procedures. Okay, so that does it for the first part of this two-part tree tutorial. And yeah, the next episode is on custom coding a tree. And yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for the next video. And yeah, have a nice day.